Hello everyone, I'm Eco Chef Tom Hunt, and today I'm cooking a fermentation from my cookbook, Eating for Pleasure, People and Planet. Kombucha, one of my favourite beverages and so simple to make. Obviously with the recent trend, it's super expensive in all of the shops, but it's a fraction of the price to make yourself. It's also got incredible benefits for your health, especially if you're using green tea. So I'm going to start making kombucha. I've got a Scoby, which is literally a crazy like alien type thing. That is how we make kombucha. This is a symbiotic culture of yeast and bacteria, which essentially, well, kombucha is also called mushroom tea because this is like a fungal type growth of brilliance and deliciousness that totally helps with your gut, enforces and basically is a probiotic drink that can help with your overall well-being and even help you with weight loss and things like that. So some sugar, I'm going to use 260 grams of unrefined sugar and then 5 tablespoons of tea. I'm using oolong and matcha green tea. And then I'm going to add to that a litre of water. And then I'm just going to give it a little stir. Come and check that out, Tam. And then I'm going to leave this to ferment for about 20 minutes before adding it to the rest of the liquid. Okay, so our tea has been steeping for 20 minutes now, and we're ready to make our kombucha. So I've got 3 litres of water in here. This is going to make about a 4-litre batch. You can make a much smaller batch if you want to, in something like this. But you'll be surprised how quickly you go through it. So it's worth making a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to pour the tea through ideally a plastic sieve. Metal's fine if you're quick, but because of the acid, it doesn't like metal so much. So it's better to avoid it if you can. In it goes. Hopefully it's not going to go everywhere. It may go everywhere. This is a little bit precarious. There we go. So that's our tea. I'm not sure if I mentioned, this is a mixture of green tea, matcha, Kombu's barking in the background, and oolong tea. So it's a very high quality tea. You can see, look at the size of the tea leaves. And it's really important, you can make it with any tea, but it's important to use a quality tea because obviously it'll improve the quality of the final product. Okay, so there's our steeped tea and sugar mixed in with 3 litres of water. Now I'm going to top it with our Scoby and also some kombucha. So I've kept back 500 millilitres, this is the important bit right now, 500 millilitres of kombucha, which is kind of going to help acidify this liquid in here and kick off the fermentation process. If you're doing this for the first time, you could buy a bottle of raw live kombucha from the shop and just leave it, feed it a bit of sugar and black tea, and eventually it will create a mini Scoby and you could work your way up. But otherwise, you can get a Scoby. Often you can buy them online or you can get them from a friend. Most fermentation enthusiasts are really happy to give you one. Then we're just going to pop this very lightly on top, and it may or may not float, but gently let it go. There you go. That's going to sink slowly to the bottom. Now, what will happen is in a day or so, that Scoby will either lift to the top or it will stay there and a new film will start to occur on the top of the liquid. And then after about 3 days in the summer to a week, maybe up to 2 weeks or longer in the winter, we'll start tasting it, and as soon as it starts to get an interesting kind of effervescent and fermented flavour, then it's ready for the secondary fermentation. It actually can be drunk at that point and it's perfectly delicious to drink.